It's backsplash day. I'm just gonna try and pop this on me. Beautiful. Okay, I have here in my hands the peel and stick tiles that I will be peeling and sticking to the wall here. My dad was here yesterday and we worked on the few things that had to be done before this step. The dishwasher had to be circuited up through that outlet, so they had to kind of like go through the wall to do that, and there ended up being not a big hole, but a decent enough size hole there that it had to be patched. So my dad came to help me with that yesterday, trying to teach me as he was going, as dads do.
You found those screws?
Yep.
You're hiding them?
Yep.
It's not great.
We're not going for perfection. We're covering it, and then I'm putting backsplash on top.
And the no gyprock, when I screw it onto this, we'll screw onto this after that, right? We'll secure it here first, and then there.
Yep.
Come a little bit closer, my... All right, need that piece of gyprock now, honey.
Okay. Perfect. At least I hope it is. My offering. Gorgeous.
Now you see this will fit over there nicely.
Mm-hmm. Looks good.
What do you think?
I'm impressed.
You're impressed?
Yeah.
I made that. That should have been your highlights.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
I know, Miss Girl.
I said we'll do these next. Now you see this one here is like not doing anything,
Sure.
right? When you put your stuff in through here, it's going to squat in around that. And
It'll secure it.
so we're slightly recessed, which is what I want, exactly. Recessed means it's just below the gyprock.
I understand.
You just push it in the hole. So I just put a little bit underneath it, right? That's all I did.
Yep. What was it that you said to me earlier about gyprocking and about plastering? What was it that you said you're not going to be doing? And what are we doing?
I think maybe when I set a little bit older and maybe a little more patience for it.
Well, you're also not you still have a lot of things pulling in different directions, but you don't have a business in the same sense that required you to constantly have an output, you know? Makes a big difference. And you've got someone that reminds you of the real purposes of life, and...
A few people like that. You'd be one of them.
Well, thank you.
And I'm doing this right now. I'll put the cover back on that.
We're gonna let dry?
And let it dry. And then you put another coat on it. Very thin.
Right. It's forbidden yogurt.
Just Chris earlier is just leave the fucking thing alone.
Yes, leave it alone. Leave it alone. We can sand. I have a sanding block. We can sand it down after if need be.
What's this we? Put it on there. So we do is right
Oh
away.
yeah, like you weren't gonna do anything in the first place, and you just did all of it while I watched. You mean?
Clean it right away, so it's nice and clean for the next time you use it.
Notice the we. He did the bulk of it, but I did plaster a good bit myself. It just took way longer than expected, primarily having to wait for the plaster to dry. My dad kept telling me to not use a hairdryer because it was going to crack the plaster. I did it anyways because after waiting for the first one, it took like the whole day, and I was like, I'm going to be here till next summer trying to do this. If you're watching this, sorry, Dad. But it's done. Sanded it down, painted it. It's done, and it's being covered up anyway, so any imperfections, really not the end of the world. The tiles. So I got these off of Temu, which doesn't feel good. I try very hard not to order from Temu or like Temu adjacent type places. But Temu especially, like it just, my conscience does not feel good. But when it comes to things like this, sometimes I feel like it's kind of the only option. I know it's not, but listen, I'm judging myself for it as well, okay? I'm not trying to promote Temu in any way, shape, or form, but they're actually like really nice, unfortunately. I think they're beautiful. They are like a 3D tile. Instructions are pretty straightforward, and given there's no weird shape with these, it's pretty straightforward. So what I am gonna do is clean the walls first. I also do have some alcohol prep pads, so I think I might also wipe down the surface before putting the actual tile on. I think they'll just like stick a lot better, last a lot longer that way. There are a few outlets, like there's an outlet here, there's another one behind this red box, so I will have to work around those. And I am planning on continuing it in this area, not up here. So here's actually gonna end up being just like a little shelf. But I want to continue the backsplash all the way over to where the wood is, not on top of the wood. just to where the wood is. Not up this wall either. At least that's not the plan. This is actually going to be kind of changed around. There's going to be an additional piece with shelves here, really similar to this one. Please ignore the state of everything everywhere. It's been like this entire time, and I'm slightly losing my mind. It is super, super close to being finished, but I would just like really, really like it to be actually finished. You know? But we're getting there. We're getting there. This will be a really nice step too. Like having this wall not be that is going to be super great. To me, it makes most sense to start it in the corner and have it lining up so that the pattern continues like through the corner. That didn't seem to make sense to my dad, but I'm rolling with it. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have to like really get up in here. Okay. That was harder than I was anticipating. That was harder than I was anticipating for sure. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. One thing I'm immediately learning, don't take the plastic thing off first. Keep this on, because she is hard to deal with it off. Alright, well, I'm just gonna keep going, I guess. Like, do I feel great? No. Sometimes that's life. Period.
That's expensive, so actually I don't think it's expensive for the quality.
That is so cute. Okay, so before we get into the final reveal, there was one other semi-big change. I mean, not really, but enough so that I figured I should just include it here. We ended up removing that single upper cabinet that's over by the sink area. Initially, I said there wasn't enough room over here for both a cabinet and the 3-tier shelf piece, like the one that came from the old kitchen. So we did have a plan in mind to work around it and still not have it look funny. However, yet again, me and my brother came up with a plan, more so him, less me, you know the drill, to modify this cabinet to be able to make it work instead of the makeshift sort of would look less good plan that we had going. So we removed that initial cabinet, moved it over ever so slightly to make room. We fully took apart this other smaller cabinet, cut down each of the shelf pieces to be able to make up for that extra little bit of space that we needed. It was more complicated than just cutting it down a bit. Like there was many steps involved, but my brother, take a shot for every time I've said my brother in this series. Actually don't, that would probably be lethal, but he put his abilities to work yet again. We made that shelf small enough to fit, and it was definitely the move. Having those open, rounded shelves be sort of mirrored on either end of the kitchen, like fantastic, superb. I cannot say again how grateful I am to have people in my life that are able to do things like this, because it would be literally impossible otherwise. But yeah, here's how it turned out. Again, definitely the right decision. This looks so good. But I'm sure you're eager to see the full transformation. When I filmed all these, it was throughout the summer, pretty much a little bit into fall, and I really had no actual plan for releasing these. So there is so much more footage of me getting all the final touches finished up, which was still quite a lot of work. I did film this clip here, which was a little farther along, sort of trying to like talk you through some of the cute little additions or quirks, go over a checklist that I made of like the things to get it done. But given the timing of it all, the holidays being literally around the corner, this already being a 6-video series for a singular room renovation, I thought instead of that, I would include all these cute little things while I walk you through the grand reveal. So, without further ado, here is the finalized kitchen. Hey MTV, welcome to my crib. So here we are in the finished kitchen. It looks like an entirely different space. I am so obsessed. I won't get ahead of myself. We will start the tour. So as you walk in, this little tiny nook of an area, I did end up painting this wall burgundy to sort of keep with the little burgundy accents. There are plenty of those. This is the color that I went with. Is the paint job perfect? No. As you can see, I added this little tiny trim around the top here. It does look decorative and cool, but that was primarily done to hide imperfections. But I actually really like it. I feel like I will do that again in the future. Anyways, in true me fashion, if you know me, you know that I thrift. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I had to make yet another thrifted gallery wall, because if I see a bare wall, I just had to add artwork. And a lot of it. I actually had all these things before I even did this reno, and it just kind of worked perfectly. All right, into the kitchen. So here we are in the corner of the formal little L section. This has really expanded the amount of space that's in this kitchen, like this here being a full formal Lazy Susan. It's not yet super organized, but that's okay. Regardless, it's added a whole lot of additional space. As I did mention, we moved this cabinet over a little bit. We did reconfigure this shelf unit to be able to have two of them matching, and it was a great decision because this corner is just the cutest little thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I'm at a loss for words. The dishwasher. I can say with my full chest that having a dishwasher has genuinely changed my life. I know that's dramatic, but we know that I'm dramatic here. This thing is a godsend, especially if you have ADHD. Oh my God. I knew that I would love this, but I didn't realize just how much I would love it. Moving on. One of my favorite little tiny features that we added to this kitchen is this little tiny fun cabinet. This is where I keep some of my extra little bits and bobs for doing dishes. How cute is that? What a cute little fun addition. Oh, and another cute little fun addition. Hi, Sailor Bean. Oh. Had a feeling. Okay, as we move through the L section here, I mean, there's not really much to say other than it looks beautiful. I do actually really like the cream/yellow combo with the backsplash. I did talk about maybe painting the cabinets like a burgundy, the burgundy that is the accent color. But if I ever do that, that'll be way in the future if I ever get like sick of the yellow, because right now I really like it. I think they complement each other so well. It's honestly kind of hilarious because I would have never chosen these colors. There's a lot of things with this kitchen that I would have never chosen, but it's turning out to be one of my favorite little vibes, aesthetics. I don't know, like it just came together really well. I hope you feel the same. A fun addition that I also thought that I would show is right here. I don't have any paper towel on it, but I have this cutesy little old-fashioned kind of holder for my paper towels that my dad did indeed drill into the cabinets because it would not stick up on its own. So that is a permanent fixture, but very handy and very cute. Keeping the ball rolling. This itty bitty shelf. This shelf is actually way more sturdy than it needs to be, but it's pretty much just like a free floating little way to connect the cabinets here with the microwave space. So this can actually be used as a shelf instead of just being an empty gap. For now, I just have my oven mitts and microwave cover in there. Who knows if that will change, but it works great. Up here is my fake plant garden. What this was going to be has changed like so many times now. You can see the nail marks here if you really look up close because this was done really recently. There's a really ugly, odd-shaped thing behind this. So this is what I have done just to make it look cute. And I think it does look cute. It won't be functional, but it will look cute. And if you're a fake plant hater, I get it. But at this point in my life, I'm a fake plant owner. So keep your judgments to yourself. You will see here another one of the burgundy, maroon, whatever you want to call this color. Accents are, I did indeed paint both of these glass front cabinets with this pop of color. It is one of the first things that people have kind of complimented when they come in is how nice that pop of color is. I will say if you're ever going to do this and you're using pressboard, make sure that you sand, even if it's just plain white, make sure you sand before painting or you will have to do it twice. A lesson I learned the hard way. Okay, as we come along here to the end of the L section, another little difference you may have noticed is that this is stained now. Wow, isn't it beautiful? I decided to stain the wood instead of painting it, sort of have it be like a little accent, and I tried to make it ever so slightly lighter than the countertop. I figured trying to match the countertop was going to be really challenging, especially considering they're different woods. So the goal was not to match, the goal was to have them be ever so slightly different and just serve as a wood accent. It does continue It does continue all the way over to this side, and I use the same stain, the same process for that little wood half wall piece that is in the entryway. It is stained and sealed. It was a lengthy process, but definitely one that you don't want to skip. If you don't seal the wood, you can get food stains, warping, splitting, and especially where this is going to be such a main spot for food prep and it's right next to the oven, it just seemed like a no-brainer that I had to seal it too. You already know that this is one of my favorite things about this kitchen as well, but I mean, come on. Like Susie Homemaker, am I right? You're prepping, you're cooking, you're prepping, you throw something out, you prep more, like perfection. And this removes and fits in my dishwasher. I feel like I'm living in dream fantasy land, not even reality anymore. Here is the finished, painted, movable structure for the fridge freezer. And I think what I said in the last video about this not looking weird when all this was done was correct. It just looks built in. Like it looks like it was made for this. In my opinion, it makes this kitchen look fancier. And I think it's a really good use of the space. As I talked about, these are drawers that you pull out. So I use one for my containers, one for my cat food. It is movable as well, so there are a couple of these bolt type screws up here. If you undo 2 of those, this piece comes off, this wall collapses inwards, and the fridges can come straight back so that we can move them out of the way, presumably for whenever I decide to move out. Or if there's something really large, like a couch or a new bed that needs to be moved in or out. The option is there, but it's still very sturdy and strong when it's in use. I did talk a lot about needing this pantry for snacks, and funny enough, it's kind of not for snacks, but instead is more of an appliance garage. I did recently put my espresso machine in here and it actually works really well. I need to get like a slider piece so that it can move in and out easier, but I really like it being tucked away, and because the fridges are here, we had to put an outlet at the bottom of this cabinet. I do have one section for like cereals and some snacks, but I found that this is the best use of space, and I mean, I'm uploading this long after the kitchen's done, so I've lived in it for a bit, things have moved around a bit, and this fun little additional piece my dad helped me make. I thought it was a nice like decorative way to finish this out, because if you recall, the way it was before, this was just kind of open to the ceiling. So to me, it just made it look kind of like fancy and fun. Like you hired a place to do all this custom for you. And though this isn't really a part of the kitchen, well, I mean, obviously it's a part of the kitchen, but it wasn't really part of the reno. I did actually paint this funky little mural on this wall to sort of continue the burgundy vibe and also kind of segregate the space. This kind of helped me like cut off where the kitchen and living room is, but also sort of like blends them. Segregates, but blends. You know? Even though it's been so long, yeah, this still isn't actually finished. I got it half done. I didn't put the finishing touches on it because I just kind of wanted to get a kitchen set up again. But I will insert some pictures of the inspiration for this. I plan on putting some little gold sparkles or stars, that sort of thing. Maybe add like a swag lamp, a hanging lamp of sorts. I also have had thoughts of getting one of those tables that has a fold down leaf sort of thing. I actually got this table for $20 on Marketplace a long time ago. For the meantime, I also am going to paint the trim gold to sort of match. You know, some burgundy, some gold, some cream, and there you have it. But I think that concludes it. That's the tour. That's the new kitchen. Thanks for coming. Thanks for going. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Bye. If you're watching this on time, today is December 1st. In the YouTube sphere, a very popular way to celebrate this month is by doing Vlogmas. Yes, indeed, I am partaking in Vlogmas this year, but considering I'm already behind my posting schedule, the traditional film and post every single day, I just don't think will be feasible for your girl. However, up until Christmas Day, Boxing Day, somewhere in that realm, I will be posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's gonna be a super fun, cozy time, so I hope you will join along and we'll get to spend some of this holiday together. Alrighty, that aside, thank you so much for watching this video, for tagging along through this series. I hope the reveal was everything that I built it up to be. It's definitely my taste, it may not be everybody's, but that's what matters most, hey. You'll have to let me know your thoughts down below. Of course, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sorry, I have to say it every time, okay? Thanks again for tuning in, for any and all of your support, and I will see you very, very soon.